Only 8 people inside the Civic Auditorium knew who Bruce Lee was. The 310-pound wrestling champion standing in the center of the ring didn't. The promoter who organized the event didn't. The referee didn't. 400 spectators packed into the seats and standing room didn't recognize the small Chinese man leaning against the back wall near the exit. That was about to change. In the next 5 seconds, the most dominant grappler in the Pacific Northwest would discover something he'd never experienced in 14 years of competition. Fear. And every single person inside that building would witness the moment a giant learned that size means nothing when you're standing across from Bruce Lee. This is what really happened on Saturday evening, October 14, 1967. This is the story the wrestling world tried to forget. Portland, Oregon. The Civic Auditorium. Saturday evening, October 14, 1967. 7:30 p.m. The Pacific Northwest Martial Arts Invitational is entering its final event of the night. This isn't a typical martial arts tournament. This is an open challenge exhibition, the kind of event that draws fighters from every discipline, every background, every corner of the combat world. Wrestlers, boxers, judoka, karate practitioners, anyone who thinks their style is the best. 400 spectators fill the old auditorium. The wooden seats creak under the weight of the crowd. The smell of popcorn and stale beer mixes with the sharper scent of liniment and sweat drifting from the warm-up area behind the stage. Cigarette smoke hangs in blue layers beneath the overhead lights. The atmosphere is loud, restless, charged. Portland in 1967 is a working-class town. The men in this audience are longshoremen, mill workers, truck drivers, veterans. They came to see a fight. Not points, not demonstrations, a fight. And the main event promises exactly that. On the raised platform that serves as the ring, a man is pacing, not warming up. Pacing, the way a caged animal paces. Back and forth, corner to corner, rolling his massive shoulders, cracking his neck, staring into the crowd like he's looking for someone to hurt. His name is Viktor the Mountain Reznik. Born Viktor Alexandrovich Reznik in Vladivostok, Russia, 1931. Emigrated to Portland with his family at age 12. Started wrestling at the Multnomah Athletic Club at 13. By 16, he was beating grown men. By 19, he was the Oregon State Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. By 22, he held the Pacific Northwest title in both freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. Viktor Reznik is 36 years old. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighs 310 pounds. Not fat. Thick. Dense. Layers of muscle built over 23 years of grappling, lifting, and brutal physical conditioning. His neck is 22 inches around. His hands are the size of dinner plates. When he shakes your hand, your fingers disappear completely. His forearms look like they belong on a different species. His record is staggering. 203 competitive matches, 198 victories, 5 losses, all in his first 2 years of competition, all before he reached his full size. He hasn't lost a match in 14 years, 167 consecutive victories. His average match duration is 47 seconds. Most opponents don't last a minute. His shortest match, 6 seconds. A single takedown, a single pin. The referee barely had time to count. Viktor holds a black belt in judo, earned during a 2-year training stint in Japan in his mid-20s. He studied under Masahiko Kimura's students at the Takushoku University Dojo, learning newaza, ground techniques and submission holds that complemented his wrestling base. He is ranked 5th Dan in judo. He is a 3-time AAU National Freestyle Wrestling finalist. He has competed internationally, representing the United States in exhibition matches against Soviet and Japanese grapplers. He has never been submitted, never been pinned, never been knocked unconscious. In Portland's martial arts community, Viktor Reznik is not just a champion. He is an institution. He runs his own gym on Southeast Hawthorne Boulevard. Reznik's Combat Athletics. 40 students train there daily. His gym produces champions at every level: state titles, regional titles, national qualifiers. His teaching philosophy is simple: size wins, strength wins, get bigger, get stronger. Everything else is decoration, and that philosophy extends to his opinion of other martial arts. Viktor has made his views known publicly, repeatedly, loudly. In a 1965 interview with the Portland Oregonian, he called karate slapping with your feet. He dismissed judo as wrestling with pajamas on. And kung fu, Chinese martial arts, he considered beneath discussion entirely. Circus tricks, he called them. Dancing with your hands. Tonight, Viktor has been given the microphone before the main event. A tradition at these exhibitions. The champion speaks, sets the tone, fires up the crowd. Viktor takes the microphone. His voice is deep, accented, commanding. It fills every corner of the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Viktor Reznik, your champion. 14 years undefeated, 167 consecutive victories. The crowd cheers. They know him. Many have watched him fight for years. Tonight, I am here for open challenge. Any man, any style, any weight. You think you can beat me, you come up here and try. But I want to say something first. The crowd quiets. I am tired of hearing about kung fu. Viktor's voice takes on an edge. Every week, some new movie comes out, some Chinese actor doing flips and spinning kicks, and people come to my gym and ask me, "Viktor, what about kung fu? Is kung fu better than wrestling?" He pauses, lets the question hang. Kung fu is nothing. It is for movies, for children, for people who have never been in a real fight. I have fought judoka, I have fought boxers, I have fought karate men, real martial artists, real fighters. I respect them. But kung fu? He shakes his head. Kung fu is a lie. And if any kung fu man is here tonight, any Chinese martial artist who thinks his little hand tricks can stop 310 pounds of Russian wrestling, I invite him to come up here and show me. Show everyone. The audience buzzes. Some laugh. Some shift uncomfortably. It's a bold statement, disrespectful, unnecessary. But Viktor doesn't care about diplomacy. He never has. His arrogance isn't an act. It's conviction. 23 years of dominance have convinced him that size and strength are the only truths in fighting. Everything else is theater. Viktor scans the crowd. His eyes move row by row, looking for someone to accept, looking for someone stupid enough to try. "Well," he says into the microphone, "any kung fu masters in Portland tonight? Or is it like I said? All movies, no reality." Silence. Nobody stands. Nobody speaks. The 400 spectators look around, waiting, wondering. Viktor smiles, a wide, satisfied grin. That is what I thought. All talk. No, I'll accept your challenge. The voice comes from the back of the auditorium, near the exit. Quiet, calm, almost conversational. But it carries. The acoustics of the old building catch it, amplify it, push it forward across 400 heads to the stage where Viktor stands with the microphone still raised. Viktor squints. The lights above the ring are bright. The back of the auditorium is dark. He can't see who spoke. Who said that? I did. A figure steps away from the wall, moves into the aisle, starts walking toward the stage. As he passes under the overhead lights, the audience gets their first clear look at him. He's small, 5 feet 7 inches, maybe 135 pounds in the dark slacks and black button-down shirt he's wearing. No uniform, no belt, no indication of rank or training. He looks like a spectator who wandered in off the street. He looks like someone's accountant. Viktor watches him approach. His smile widens. This is a joke. It has to be. Near the back, a man grabs the small man's arm as he passes. The man is James Yim Lee, a martial artist and close friend. He whispers urgently, "Bruce, you don't have to do this. He's enormous." The small man, Bruce, looks at his friend. He challenged Kung Fu. He challenged every Chinese martial artist in this room. I'm answering. James lets go. He knows that look. He's seen it before. There's no talking him out of it. Bruce reaches the stage, climbs the 3 wooden steps, stands on the platform, and now the size difference hits everyone at once. Viktor towers over him, 9 inches taller, 175 pounds heavier. Bruce Lee's entire body weighs less than Viktor Reznik's torso. Viktor's hand could wrap entirely around Bruce's bicep. The visual is absurd. David and Goliath. Except David showed up without a sling, without armor, without anything except calm brown eyes and a posture so relaxed it borders on indifference. The crowd murmurs. Some laugh. A few shake their heads. This is going to be ugly. This small Chinese man is going to get hurt. The event promoter, a local martial arts instructor named Gerald Okamura, steps between them. He looks at Bruce. You want to do this? Friendly exhibition. Light contact. No submissions to injury. Both parties agree? Bruce nods. I agree. Viktor looks down at Bruce. Down. The way you look at a child. You do Kung Fu? I practice Wing Chun. And my own system. Jeet Kune Do. Viktor has never heard of either. He doesn't care. He's already decided how this ends. 30 seconds. Maybe less. Takedown, mount, pin. Show everyone what happens when fantasy meets reality. And your name? Bruce Lee. Viktor doesn't recognize it, doesn't watch television, doesn't follow martial arts outside of wrestling and judo, doesn't know about the Green Hornet, doesn't know that Bruce Lee has been teaching privately in Oakland and Los Angeles, training some of the most elite martial artists on the West Coast. Doesn't know that the small man standing in front of him has already changed the martial arts world and is about to change it again right here on this stage. The 8 people in the audience who recognize the name sit up straight. James Yim Lee leans forward in his seat, hands gripping his knees. This is about to get very interesting. Gerald addresses the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bruce Lee. He's a martial arts instructor from Los Angeles. Practices Wing Chun and his own system, Jeet Kune Do. He's also an actor, played Kato on the Green Hornet. A few heads nod. Some remember the show. That explains the name. Viktor snorts. An actor. Of course, this is perfect. A movie fighter. Exactly the kind of fantasy he was talking about. He'll make his point beautifully tonight. Show the difference between real combat and Hollywood choreography. Gerald continues. This will be a friendly exhibition. No strikes to the throat or groin, light contact on the body, no submissions held to injury. Both competitors have agreed. Everyone understand? Both men nod. You're sure about this, little man? Viktor asks. He's offering a way out, but his tone says he hopes Bruce won't take it. I don't want to hurt you. You're very small. I'm sure, Bruce says. His voice is even. No tension, no bravado. Just certainty. They face each other. Center stage. 400 people watching. Viktor settles into his wrestling stance, low, wide, knees bent, weight forward on the balls of his feet. His massive arms are extended, fingers spread, ready to grab, clinch, take down. It's a morote gari, a 2-handed reaping position, classic wrestling setup. He looks like a bear preparing to charge. Bruce stands naturally. Bai Zhong, his fighting stance. Lead hand forward, rear hand at chest height, feet shoulder-width apart, weight on the rear leg, slightly more than the front. It doesn't look like a fighting stance to most of the audience. It looks like a man standing in line at a grocery store. Relaxed. Mobile. Alive. Viktor outweighs him by 175 pounds. Viktor is 9 inches taller. Viktor has 23 years of competitive combat experience, 167 consecutive victories, and has never been stopped. Bruce Lee weighs 135 pounds, is wearing street clothes, and looks like he should be grading papers, not fighting a man who bends steel bars as a party trick. Gerald raises his hand. Begin. Viktor moves first. He always moves first. He lunges forward, reaching for Bruce's hips with both hands. Morote Gari, double leg takedown. The technique that has ended 198 matches. His hands shoot forward, fast for a man his size, practiced 10,000 times. Bruce isn't there. He shifts left. 6 inches. Just 6 inches. Viktor's hands close on empty air. His momentum carries him forward a half step. He resets, turns, reaches again. Bruce moves again. Right this time. 4 inches. Minimal. Economical. Viktor's fingers brush the fabric of Bruce's shirt but find nothing to grip. No body underneath. Just cloth and air. The audience is confused. Viktor is moving. Bruce is moving. But nothing is happening. Viktor reaches. Bruce shifts. Viktor lunges. Bruce isn't there. It looks like a strange dance. The bear and the shadow. Viktor tries a different approach. Kuchiki Taoshi, single leg attack. He shoots low for Bruce's lead leg, dropping his level, extending his arms. He's used this against judoka, against wrestlers half his size. It always works. His hand reaches for Bruce's ankle. Bruce's leg isn't there. He's pulled it back, replaced it with the rear leg, a shuffle so quick it looks like a camera skip. Viktor's hand grasps air. He's on one knee now, off balance, exposed. And in that moment, Bruce moves forward. Not back. Forward. Into the space Viktor left open. His right hand fires. Ji Quan, straight punch. A Wing Chun centerline blast aimed at Viktor's jaw, but pulled, stopped. 2 inches from Viktor's face. Close enough that Viktor feels the wind. Close enough that Viktor's eyes go wide. The message is delivered. I could have hit you. I chose not to. Viktor scrambles back to his feet. His face is red. Embarrassment. Anger. He's the champion. He doesn't get embarrassed. Not by a 135-pound actor. He resets his stance. Wider this time. Lower. More aggressive. He charges. Full speed. Both arms wide, seeking the clinch. Oh, Goshi. Major hip throw setup. If he gets his arms around Bruce, if he gets his hip in, Bruce is going over his shoulder and into the floor with 310 pounds landing on top of him. It would end the exhibition instantly. Bruce doesn't retreat. He steps offline, 45 degrees to Viktor's right. As Viktor's arms sweep through empty space, Bruce's left hand rises. Paksao, slapping deflection. His palm makes contact with Viktor's right forearm, not blocking. Redirecting, changing the angle by 3 inches, just enough. Viktor's own momentum spins him slightly off course, and Bruce is inside now, inside Viktor's reach. The place a wrestler never wants a striker to be. Bruce's right hand fires again. Bu-ji, thrusting fingers, aimed at Viktor's throat, stopped 1 inch away, held there. 3 seconds. The arena goes quiet. 400 people hold their breath. Viktor freezes. He can feel the heat from Bruce's fingertips on his neck. 1 inch. 1 inch from his windpipe. If that technique had landed, he'd be on the floor gasping. Maybe worse. Bruce pulls his hand back, steps away, gives Viktor space. His breathing is normal. He hasn't broken a sweat. Viktor is breathing hard. His chest heaves. Not from exertion. From something he hasn't felt since he was 16 years old. Vulnerability. The realization that despite his 310 pounds, despite his 23 years, despite his 167 victories, this small man can touch him at will, and he cannot lay a single finger on Bruce Lee. Viktor's pride takes over. He won't accept this. Can't accept this. He launches everything, every technique he knows. Wrestling shots, judo throws, standing clinch attempts, bear hug attempts. He throws a wild haymaker, breaking the rules of the exhibition completely, swinging his massive fist at Bruce's head with full force, the kind of punch that would shatter bone. Bruce leans back. Inches. The fist passes in front of his face. He feels the air move. And as Viktor's arm extends past him, Bruce steps inside again. His left hand controls Viktor's extended arm at the wrist. Lopsao, pulling hand. A subtle downward pressure that destroys Viktor's balance. Viktor stumbles forward, and Bruce's right leg rises. Jik-tek, side kick, aimed at Viktor's knee, but not delivered. chambered, held. The threat alone is enough. If that kick lands, Viktor's knee bends the wrong way. His career ends. His mobility ends. Everything ends. Viktor sees the kick, understands the message, stops moving, completely. For the first time in 14 years of competition, Viktor the Mountain Reznik stands still. Not because he's pinned, not because he's submitted, because he knows. He knows that the small man in front of him could end this, end him, any time he chooses. And the only reason Viktor is still standing is because Bruce Lee is choosing not to. Bruce lowers his leg, steps back. The entire sequence, from Viktor's charge to this moment, has taken 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That's all it took. 5 seconds for 310 pounds of undefeated Russian wrestler to understand that everything he believed about fighting, about size, about strength, about kung fu, was wrong. Not partially wrong, completely wrong. The silence in the auditorium lasts 4 full seconds. Then it breaks. The crowd erupts. Not polite applause, roaring, stamping feet. 400 working-class men who came to see a fight just saw something they'll never forget. The smallest man in the building just made the biggest man look helpless. Not with tricks, not with luck, not with movie choreography. With speed, precision, timing, and a level of control that defied everything they thought they knew about combat. Gerald steps between them. Gentlemen, that was an extraordinary demonstration of 2 very different approaches to martial arts. Let's show our appreciation. The applause continues. Viktor stands there, chest heaving, arms at his sides. His ego is in pieces. But something else is happening. Something is opening. A crack in the wall of certainty he's built over 23 years. A question he's never had to ask. What if I've been wrong? Bruce approaches him, extends his hand. Viktor looks at it. The hand is small, barely half the size of his own. He takes it. You are very fast, Viktor says. His voice is quiet. The microphone is off. Only Bruce can hear. Very fast. And very precise. I could not touch you. Not once. You have tremendous strength, Bruce says. Tremendous power. Your wrestling base is excellent. Your instincts are sharp. But you've been relying on your size, using strength as a shortcut. When strength doesn't work, you have nothing to fall back on. Viktor nods slowly. He knows it's true. He's always known, somewhere deep down, that his dominance was built on a physical advantage, not on a complete understanding of combat. What would you teach me, Viktor asks, if I wanted to learn what you know? Where would I start? Bruce studies him, sees the sincerity, sees the humility that wasn't there 5 minutes ago, sees potential. You'd start by forgetting everything you think you know about fighting. Not your wrestling. Your wrestling is valuable. But the belief that one system has all the answers. That size determines outcome. That strength is the ultimate weapon. Those beliefs are prisons. They limit you. Real fighting has no single answer. You have to be adaptable. You have to flow. You have to respond to what's happening, not what you planned. Be water, Viktor says quietly. He's heard the phrase, dismissed it before, thought it was fortune cookie philosophy. Now he understands. Be water, Bruce confirms. Water can flow. Water can crash. Water takes the shape of whatever contains it. You are stone right now, Viktor. Strong, immovable. But stone can be worn down. Stone can be broken. Water never breaks. Viktor is silent for a long moment. Then he says, Will you teach me? Come to Oakland. Saturday mornings. I can't promise I'll take you on permanently, but I'll give you 1 session, show you what's possible. After that, it's up to you. Gerald takes the microphone again, asks Bruce if he'd be willing to show the audience a few techniques. Bruce agrees. For the next 20 minutes, he demonstrates Wing Chun principles to 400 stunned spectators. Economy of motion, centerline theory. Chi Sao, sticking hands, sensitivity training. He explains Jeet Kune Do, using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation. He demonstrates on volunteers, including 2 karate black belts and a judo instructor, showing how traditional stances limit mobility, how chambering techniques wastes time, how following rigid patterns makes you predictable. The audience watches in silence. Some are skeptical, some are angry. Their styles, their traditions, their years of training questioned by a 135-pound man in street clothes. But most are mesmerized. They've never seen anything like this. They've never seen someone move like this. They've never heard martial arts explained this way. Bruce addresses the crowd one final time. I don't disrespect wrestling. I don't disrespect any martial art. Every system has value. Every discipline teaches something important. But if you trap yourself inside one system, if you refuse to look beyond your style, you'll never know your true potential. The best fighter is not a boxer, a wrestler, or a karate man. The best fighter is someone who can adapt to any situation. Be formless. Be shapeless. Be water. Viktor Reznik drove to Oakland the following Saturday, and the Saturday after that, and the Saturday after that. For 18 months he trained privately with Bruce Lee. He didn't abandon wrestling. Bruce wouldn't let him. Your wrestling is your foundation, Bruce told him. Don't destroy it. Build on it. Viktor learned trapping, learned entries from Wing Chun, learned to combine his grappling base with striking principles that complemented rather than replaced his skills. He returned to competition in 1969, still dominant, still powerful, but different, more fluid, more adaptable, more complete. He won his final 23 matches before retiring in 1972 with a record of 221 victories, 5 losses. Those 5 losses, all from his youth. After meeting Bruce Lee, he never lost again. But he fought differently. He fought like water. The 8 people in that auditorium who knew who Bruce Lee was told everyone what they witnessed. Word spread through Portland's martial arts community, then through the Pacific Northwest, then further. Some dismissed it. Exaggeration. Impossible. A 135-pound man doesn't dominate a 310-pound wrestler. But those who were there, all 400 of them, knew the truth. They saw it with their own eyes. They saw 5 seconds that rewrote everything they believed about fighting. Viktor Reznik closed his gym in 1973, 1 month after Bruce Lee's death. Reopened it as the Portland Martial Arts Academy. Took down the old sign that read Reznik's Combat Athletics and replaced it with a new one. Above the door, a single quote painted in gold letters on black wood. A quote he heard on a stage in Portland on the night everything changed. Be water, my friend. 400 witnesses, 8 who knew, 1 who learned, 1 who taught. October 14, 1967, Portland Civic Auditorium. The night a mountain discovered that water is stronger than stone. The night Bruce Lee proved that the deadliest weapon is not size, not strength, not rage. It is the quiet certainty of a man who has nothing to prove and everything to teach.